If they die naturally on that age, it's simply because they are dying out of hunger. They have 4 sets of teeth. They lose 1 set every 20 years. Every 20 years they lose 1 set of teeth, and then they have 4 sets. That makes it 2 by 4 to be 80. That's why it lives up to 8 years. And then on the 80th year, that's where the 4th set disappears. The leopard are solitary animals. The only time you see them in a pair is when they are mating. So it's a very shy and very solitary animal. Those babies are going to leave the mama at the age of about 4, 5, 6 months to 8 months. So what's gonna happen? What happens with the leopard when it kills? It takes the carcass into the top of the tree. Simply because it's scared of the other cats, the big cats like the lions, the hyenas. They are stealing its food. The white rhino is a grazer. The black rhino is a browser. We all know what a browser and a grazer is, right? A grazer is an animal that eats grass. A browser is an animal that eats leaves. So even with the body size, the white rhino is a little bit bigger than the black rhino.
Okay, so here we are Thursday morning after our visit to Kruger yesterday. We're at the Perry's Bridge Hollow Boutique Hazy View Hotel, just outside of Hazy View, and we're enjoying some Sabi Valley coffee with our breakfast and our traffic. But anyway, so today we're going over to Swaziland, which is another country. I didn't know that, so we'll be leaving South Africa for today and returning to Zululand tomorrow, what I'm really looking forward to since I'm a big fan of Zulu.
On the road again, just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again, going places that I've never been, seeing things that I may never see again. I can't wait to get on the road again.
Opportunity to become a Hollywood star. What do you think of that?
Well, that's nice.
Great. And they have stars on Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh.
Yeah, so those are for real famous people. So I think one day you're going to have that opportunity. Oh, you've got a great smile. You're going to look great for Hollywood.
Let's go, my friend.
Married women for the wedding ceremony dance. When the married women finish, our next dance will be those who are not married for the high kicking dance. And then our last dance will be the men again with the animal skins.
Pala, bodega, like that. Yeah.
7:45 in the morning of March the 20th.
Now the water body itself, this narrow stretch, is only about 21 kilometers long.
This is quite a small one. Crocodiles, the biggest one they say recorded here, 5 meters, 5 3 is 15 feet, which is enormous. They get too hot, the mouth will open. And by doing that, the breeze blows onto the capillaries in the mouth, cooling the whole blood circulation down. So one day someone's going to dredge this mud underneath us and find billions of crocodile teeth. You work it out.
They leave how far?
In a vertical direction, probably 1.5 times their body length would be an accurate thing. So depending on the size of the croc, but very quick. And it's a fallacy, folks. When they bring their prey into the water, they don't leave it to rot. They eat it as quickly as they can. He was killed by the hippo. So the other two paddled back and they called for help. And the whole weekend, this happened on a Friday night, the whole weekend this little police boat was up and down looking for the body and they couldn't find it. And eventually it came to the surface on the Monday afternoon and very badly mangled.
relative to the elephant because it's got a similar skeletal structure. It only has molar teeth. It does have little tusks under the hair on the side of the head. It's also got a long gestation period like that of an elephant. It's also got 2 lobes in its liver because it only eats protein. Because of the lack of protein, should I say? You know. Highly poisonous, cytotoxin, highly venomous. You have to go to a specialized hospital like in Cape Town somewhere. It's the first time I've seen one in the park here. Yeah, I do lots of hiking and I see them all the time. But if you stand a distance away from them, they won't do anything. Cape Cobra, that's quicker moving. And that's a neurotoxin that affects your nervous system. Then we've got the boomslang that you get around here. That is the more common snake around here, which is actually the most venomous one in southern Africa. The boomslang, it's more venomous than the black mamba. What makes the black mamba dangerous is the fact that the black mamba strikes you repeatedly, and it's so fast and it's got a temper.
We also have a very special little animal, and this is the Neisner seahorse. Now the leaves of the aloes produce a clear gel, which is used in beauty and cosmetic products. Now you can clearly see the sandbanks that surround it, with our beautiful little town of Neisner on the hillside. Now this river mouth over here has been called one of the most dangerous in the world for shipping. And throughout the years, we've had about 350 ships come through here, and 49 of them sunk. But it is a holiday town, so most of those houses that you see on the top of the eastern headland are holiday homes. They are not often used, most of the time they are empty. And the word Neisner comes from the Bushman language, and it means place of trees or place of timber.
Nothing, it's just a pinch. It's just a pinch.
What is it?
It's a scarab.
It's about 42 days incubation period. That is the way we must break the egg to help the chicks to come out. That's what we must break for them. And the chicks, you will fight to come out of the eggshell 8 to 12 hours. Break eggshell, sleep, wake up, break by the feet like karateka. That is take 8 to 12 hours. That is the way they is to be born. And when they are born, all of them, they look the same. We cannot know about the female and the male until 14 months. They are fully grown up when they are 14 months. All the men, they will get black color. All the female, they are gray.
For the moment, we have about 1,300 ostrich. It's once a year, start July until February. During that period, you will see the male, you will get red color front of the leg and the beak. That is to attract the female. Only the male, they are the one that is make up naturally to attract the female during breeding season. Ostrich can run fast, 70 kilometers per hour, and keep that speed during 3 kilometers. To compare to cheetah, cheetah can run fast than ostrich, 120 kilometers per hour, but don't keep that speed long than ostrich. They can eat 5 kilos of the food a day. Take pause. We are from Zimbabwe, we are from Robert Mugabe. I want just to greet you, to clean your tractor. Hello. They are friendly, but if you want to go to touch the egg, they become aggressive. Yes, but they are friendly. You will come back next year the same time, July until February.
Does it? Oh, it doesn't hurt much, huh?
Not too much because they don't have teeth.
Last time.
The male want to attract the female. You will see the male dance. And you got 3 parts of the hand like human being. Shoulder, elbow, and race. Whiskey! Today!
Whiskey, baby!
Whiskey today! Yeah, whiskey is the winner!
only estimated between 9,000 to 12,000 in the whole world. They used to be found in many continents, but now you only see them in Africa. They with speeds of up to 120 kilometers per hour, which is about 74 miles per hour, and they can accelerate from 0 to 70 kilometers just in 2 seconds. They're very powerful cats. Yeah. But they are just the second largest cats in Africa. When the hunters discovered white African lions, they were liking to kill more of them than the other ordinary lions, selling the white lions 10 times the price of ordinary lions. Tiger, there used to be 9 species, now there's only 3 species that are left. Okay, they are critically endangered. So people kill them like every day. They try to kill them to make money, to be rich.
Was it a huntsman or a player that made you pay the cost, that now assumes relaxed positions and prostitutes your loss? Were you tortured by your own thirst in those pleasures that you seek, that made you Tom the Curious, that makes you James the Weak? And you claim you got something going, something you call unique. But I seen your self-pity showing as the tears roll down your cheeks.
Wrong shoes. Right shoes. Having fun yet?
You know, these farms as well, you know, the farms have been there generations. And, you know, you got that minimum wage. So if you get the person that's like a fruit picker, the money they get, it's like spending money, because working on the farm they get free housing. This estate came second on their list of preference.
Okay, so here we are in Franschhoek. I think that's how you say it. We're having lunch at the Salmon Bar, recommended to us by Alex, our guide. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon here on March the 27th. Beautiful day, absolutely gorgeous, and we're just having a wonderful time. We were at the San Simon Winery for the 5 wine tasting, and so now we don't really hardly know where we are. But anyway, so this afternoon we're going to another wine tasting and then back to the hotel and getting rid of this group of ours that we have come to know and hate and love at the same time.
En van die 6 gaan net 4 wynproe.
Saturday, March the 28th, and we're leaving the President Hotel and moving to the Westin.
million years old. It is said to be 6 times older than the Himalayas and 5 times older than the Rockies. The mountain is said to have raised from the sea. Remember, at some point the world was one landmass, and owing to the movement of the continental plates, there was a collision of 2. But instead of the landmass inverting inward, it actually moved up. But it was a very gradual process, which actually explains the kind of rock formation that we do have on this mountain, because if you're looking very carefully, it looks like these rocks have been stacked one on top of the other, where we all standing, okay? And then Lion's Head, it is said that the last lion to be killed by the Portuguese was killed on the Lion's Head, all right? And to this side of the Atlantic, we have cold water from Mozambique, otherwise known as the Mozambican Current. So the 2 currents meet at the Cape Point, right? But the 2 oceans meet at a place called Cape Agulhas, which is further towards that general direction.
Tunisia, from Kenya, vegetarian on the left, some chutney to go with that, and yogurt to go with the spicy chicken. This is an all-African meal. From Namibia, spinach from South Africa, and beans from Zanzibar.
Okay, well, Cecil John Rhodes came to South Africa when he was a sickly 17-year-old to get away from the weather in England. Lots of people do that to this day. And he arrived in Natal to stay with his brother, who was already here. And shortly after he arrived, they discovered diamonds in Kimberley, and the pair went off and made their fortunes. And he founded what to this day is still the biggest diamond company in the world, which is called De Beers. But he was also a politician, and for a time he was Prime Minister of the Cape. And if we could still go straight down there, we'd get to where he lived when he was Prime Minister. It's a house called Kruterskuur. It's Dutch for big barn. It's not to be confused with Kruterskuur, the hospital, where the first heart transplant in the world was done in 1967. It just shares the same name. And since he lived there, all the subsequent prime ministers and later presidents, when we became a republic, have stayed at Kruterskuur while Parliament's in Cape Town. The last president to actually live in the house itself was de Klerk, and when President Mandela came, he thought it was much too grand to waste on him for the few months that Parliament is in Cape Town, and he moved into a smaller house on the same estate called Hanadendal.
We're here at the Mount Nelson Hotel for high tea at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's lovely, very historic.
Okay, here we are Thursday morning waiting for our flight this afternoon, and we decided to walk around to the other areas of the complex, this being the Doral Hotel. Certainly the grounds are very lovely, and we're happy that we discovered these. So we hope that this is a fitting conclusion to the beauty and the great trip that we've had. This evening, a cruise on the river. Hopefully the water will be in full flow and we'll be in full go, so it should be a good day. And speaking of warthogs, this is the species Homo buffelinus.
Okay, the Chobe River Safari is now complete. We saw elephants and kudos, giraffes, hippos, crocodiles.
Yes, anybody who sees our video will know that.
Yeah,
how beautiful this is.
Yeah.
Look at this draping moss. It's beautiful. It's neat. That's cool.
The culture says a man sleep on the right and a woman on the left-hand side, so that when he need a woman, he will wake and took the stick to knock to the floor, tock, 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 as a sign of calling the women. And the woman has to crawl to come to the man, to visit the man. After the visit, she goes back again and wait until the man call again.
As soon as he has given birth, the baby seahorses swim off and look after themselves, and Mr. Seahorse puts more eggs into his pouch. So he becomes pregnant again straight away, and he stays pregnant for the rest of his life.
Okay.
Swaziland country, pumpkin patch. For the country pumpkin. Just the country.
Okay, Corbin, I'll take your picture.
The original date of this house is 1781, but as a Grosvenor house, 1803. Most of the influence of this house is English. You make me nervous with this thing.
Oh, okay. So we're here in the Enchanted Forest. Don't know exactly where that is because we didn't get a map when we came into the park. So we have to not only get our way out of the Enchanted Forest, but back to the bus in about 40 minutes. But anyway, we're having fun. We'll talk to you on the other side.
Are there any leprechauns in the Enchanted Forest?
So here we are at the Pier Court Met Court Suites. This is in Johannesburg. Tomorrow we leave to come back to Dallas. And this is one of the strangest places we've ever stayed. I'm going to take you out into the hallway in a moment, and you will think that we are probably somewhere on Robben Island and perhaps in prison ourselves.
how many times you've been had, and I wonder how many plans have gone bad. I wonder how many times you had sex, and I wonder, do you know who'll be next? I wonder, wonder I do. About the love you can't find, and I wonder about the loneliness that's mine. I wonder how much going have you got, and I wonder about your friends that are not. I wonder, wonder I do. About the tears in children's eyes, and I wonder about the soldier that dies. I wonder, will this hatred ever end? I wonder, and worry my friend. I wonder, don't you? Times you've been had, and I wonder how many dreams have gone bad. I wonder how many times you had sex.